6 and 5, 4, 3.
Welcome, everyone, and pull up a seat at the table. It is Lunchtime in Rome. Tonight's episode 287 is titled, Am I Wrong? People online ask if they are wrong. We're going to take a look at them from an emotional needs perspective and even see how the internet tried to help them. That's what we're talking about at the table this evening. So pull up a seat and join us. First-time listeners can subscribe on your favorite podcast app or watch us live or later on YouTube at Lunchtime in Rome. Visit us at lunchtimeinrome.com. And while there, you can take our relational needs questionnaire. Make sure to follow us on all social media. And it would be great if you gave us a 5-star review. Jay, what specifically is this podcast about?
At the table, we strive to love one another and help you to do the same. Some weeks we will have someone join us so that you can get to know them and a little bit about yourself in the process. Other weeks, like this one, we dive into a topic. Romans 12:15 says to rejoice with those who rejoice and mourn with those who mourn. That's what we do. So while it may not be 12:15 in Rome, we're treating it like it is.
Lunchtime in
I didn't do it.
It's okay.
Why not?
I didn't know. I wasn't in on the bit.
Hey, Bella's here. You've done this before. Come on.
Did it last week.
I get
Idiot.
nervous.
You get nervous.
I get scared.
You perform on stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on in Bella's head right now?
And Brian, I want you to know, if you remember the last time you were at the table, I stepped
month
all
ago.
over you to be funny, but of course, when on the intro. So then the next week, I did a very long pregnant pause, which was almost more disrespectful because you weren't even here. But so I gave you an appropriate pause.
I appreciate
Because
that.
I respect you.
Appreciate that.
And Bella's back. Chris is he's not here, but he's fine, and he was handling some business in regards to the passing of his father. And I haven't heard that anything went bad, and I was confirmed that he's back, so that's all good.
That is good.
Yeah.
So
So a car,
that's it for episode.
a car ride
Thanks for
from
having me.
Florida with remains.
Did they bring the ashes back?
That's,
I don't know.
I think why
I
he
thought they
went
were just
down.
getting
No,
stuff.
well, I thought they
from
went
the
bound
house.
now
Well, maybe I'm wrong.
To get some belongings and whatnot.
to go through the rest of his
Yeah.
stuff that
Okay.
his cousin didn't pick through.
I would like to think
My
that he
words, not
went
his.
through or came back with remains, but
We'll see.
if he didn't,
Somebody's.
then
You never know.
yeah, somebody's his dad's or
Yeah.
Florida's
But
great.
imagine they left after church Sunday, and he was back last night.
That's
driving.
a trip. That's a trip.
Well,
Yep.
that's how we knew because he commented on an Instagram reel.
Yeah, right.
First time in 3 years.
Yeah, you were super shocked about that.
He never does.
No, he doesn't.
I really want to know when he opened it up, how many notifications were there?
Yeah. I can't remember. Does it do like newest? You know, like it gives you a button where you can just click it. and-
That's a good point. So he
Yeah.
may have seen only the most recent one.
Could be. I don't really do Instagram that much, but when you guys tag or send something, I
It's funny.
do acknowledge
Like,
it.
that's kind of like all I do anymore is like I go on.
And you're way down. You
I
used to
rarely
be.
even do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'd send stuff all the time. Not all the time, but like consistently. And I'll skip a day or two.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
It's very
You send me
rare.
something almost every day.
Yep. And you always reply with a laughing emoji. And I wondered, did she even watch it?
I did. How dare you? Assume I wouldn't watch it.
Well, when I ask you and you're like, oh, I didn't watch the whole thing.
I watched most of them the
There
whole
we
way
go.
through.
She
watched?
Most of them the whole way through.
Both of them?
Most of them
Both
the
of
whole way
them.
through.
The whole
That
way
is-
through.
You heard me.
Very speech impedimentist of you.
All right.
Oh, there's Mary Lynn.
Hey. Hey, girl.
So I had a graduation, not myself, but my son.
You did?
Ethan,
Oh, yeah.
You did?
who was sat at this table, graduated. It was a surreal experience.
Did you get emotional?
Did you cry?
Did you tap into that little heart that you?
I'll tell you
blocked
what.
off a
I'll tell
while
you.
ago?
I'm telling you, man. I'm a lot less walled off than I used to be.
I know. I wouldn't have asked other times.
The only time, and honestly, it wasn't necessarily even Ethan walking, doing the whole walk and everything. It was in the beginning. So it rained. It's been raining since like November here, and so they had to do it inside. First time in 10 years that they had to do it inside. So they
Flawless live stream. We tuned in.
Oh yeah, audio. Woo.
was it terrible?
Oh
sound.
my gosh, dude.
What's
It
going?
was like this the whole time.
Hold on, keep talking.
Yes. Ethan her. Congratulations.
Wasn't much better inside the gym. So the only time, to answer the question, the whole thing was big. You know, and I've never been through it from that perspective before. So, you know, I definitely had my own thoughts about it. But I think the thing that got me the most was when, you know, everybody's in on the whole thing's, you know, packed out, and the kids start to enter, you know, to the commencement music. I can't remember what the commencement music's called, but
Pomp
you know,
and circumstance.
Pomp and circumstance. All the kids start to enter, and everybody starts to clap, and then it just gets into this roar and just keeps building and building and building. And it was just like, it was chills. It was one of those moments of just, this is one people in unison doing something extremely joyful and pure.
Yes.
You know?
No, I remember feeling that way.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you know, and you're looking and you're seeing different parents that you probably don't even care for their kids if you knew them.
Yeah.
And you're just like, but God bless them, you know, and everybody's there. It's a positive environment.
Yeah, and the pure joy was really great to behold and be a part of. Penn Hills is a wild place.
What?
Penn Hills is a wild place, but I will say everybody, they kept the main thing the main thing. We all kept the main thing the main thing. I didn't hear of any fights or any you know, anything unfortunate or anything like that happening. It
was mostly ruly, not unruly.
It was mostly peaceful. Yes.
Oh, wow.
And,
Wow.
And focused on what it should have been focused on.
Yes.
So,
Which made sense to you. But you had some guests with you that were taken a little bit aback.
yeah. Which
Speaking no judgment.
I loved the fact that they were put into a
Yes.
you know, I was very proud of my
Different environment.
my hometown. Yeah.
Got it.
So that was really great, and
And then you said, this was well done. This was good. This was best case scenario.
I was pretty surprised.
Right.
Yeah, it was all in all a great weekend. A lot of doing, you know, especially with the in-laws in town. It was a lot of doing, and
Still have the party to do.
I'll tell you, yeah, still
Well
the party,
spaced out,
which
though.
is great.
Yeah,
It's fun.
that's a good move.
yeah.
Doesn't need to be right now.
I wasn't invited.
No, don't remind me.
But I think honestly, it's weird when you do have moments that are somewhat unexpected, because so graduation was Friday, and I was pretty good. You know, it was like, okay, this is I'm beholding this. I'm taking it in. I told you about the moment where, you know, I got the chills and everything. But Monday, I went to a band camp because Abby's thinking about being in the band. She wants to do like visual ensemble.
Oh, cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
Waving them flags.
Yeah. And so we had the meeting on Monday.
I feel like this has been a long season of Abby's trying.
Abby's
all the things.
doing a lot of things right now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
All the
great. I
stuff.
love it, you know. And I think I've reached, and I think Lex has also somewhat reached a point where all the doing it's not a big deal to me. Like I don't lack energy in it. I don't lack enthusiasm to do it. I think because there's, especially for me personally last year, everything that I went through with, you know, New York and all the travel and all the big conversations and
Now you're here for it.
yeah, and the things that are happening in life, it's just the pace we're at right now, and like I embrace it. But anyways, so Monday evening, we're in the gym, and
High school?
the high school auditorium,
Okay.
which is where basically I've spent the last 4 years,
Yeah,
you know,
you have.
of
Yeah.
my life with, you know, Bella and Ben and Ethan, and so I'm there now, looking at the stage, looking at Miss Bodner speaking about the band. And
Oh, that's right. Because okay, go ahead.
so, because they'd already started it for you know 2025, 2026,
They're going.
and it was like, wow, I'm here in this auditorium where Ethan just graduated. All these things that we've been a part of over the past 4 years are gone, and they're never going to come back. And now I've got Abby in front of us for the next 5 years, and it was just like it really hit me in a big way about Ethan and about that part of not even a chapter ending, like Lex and I have talked about. It's not even a chapter. It's book 2 now. Like we're now into the sequel, right? They're it's a much just a bigger,
That's
different
an
place.
astute observation.
So yeah,
book.
it's been a very big time. I think overall the hardest has hit me was the end of the musical when Ethan and Zach had their scene, and it's been a ball, it's been a blast, and they walk off, and
when you watch them realize
yeah.
that it's over.
It's
Yeah,
over.
and so from that moment of that scene all the way out to the post show, and everybody's like Ethan just came up, and I'll tell you what, man, for as not disconnected, but as I don't know, when he hugs me.
He's a
It's-
good hugger.
It's the greatest thing in the world. Like
Yeah.
I remember after Rob's funeral, when we went down to the fellowship hall, that's when I allowed that moment to catch up to me. And in that moment, Ethan came up to me and gave me the biggest hug. And it was just like, you can't put a price on that,
Yeah.
and you can't manufacture that. So anyways, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm doing pretty well. Just a lot of doing, and it's a lot of good doing. And now at the end of June, Lex is going to be she's graduated officially, but she's going to walk. She did 2 years online, got her bachelor's degree. And so through Strayer University down in Baltimore, we're going to be going there at the end of the month. She's going to walk, and that's going to be another, just massive, joyous thing.
Yeah.
Aw, yay.
That's an awful lot.
Yeah, it's just the tip of the iceberg.
It's a good a lot.
It's a good
yeah.
A good
No, that's-
iceberg.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah,
good lots.
I embrace
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Not going to be confused with big lots.
Back in
baby.
business, baby. Back in
Back.
business. I'm excited
Back,
about that
back,
for
back
Christmas
again.
time.
Listen, Penn Hills.
We had ours
Not Monroeville.
closed and just reopened, and I'm really disappointed they didn't call it bigger lots.
Yeah.
And
Missed-
we
missed
went to check
opportunity.
it out.
Yeah, it was.
Was it the same?
It has clothes.
It's closed. They've
Okay.
reorganized, but they still didn't have what I wanted, and that's
Yeah.
what Big Lots is.
Yeah,
They never have what I go in there for.
Their
exactly. But then
purses.
you walk out with something.
They didn't.
Okay.
They
Empty
did have a
handed.
giant bag of popcorn though.
They were huge.
Okay.
Like Maggie
like
tall.
3 pound.
Wow.
And popcorn don't weigh a lot.
No.
For me, Bella, what were we talking about this morning when I was driving you to work?
Oh, your seatbelt.
Oh yeah. So how I got my tag from my shorts. I don't know if I shared this story on the podcast. After a really long day, exactly a month ago, just a very busy day, ending with elders and trustees, which is always just a jackpot. This can go sideways at any given moment. And I was leaving the next day to go to the Metro Young Life staff retreat. And I get in the car a month ago, and I'm like, I did it. I survived the day. I did all this stuff. Everything's good, whatever else. Put my seatbelt on, and it wouldn't latch. And I'm like, that's so weird. Did I not tell you guys this?
No.
Oh, it's a great story. It won't latch.
I'm listening.
And I'm driving out of the parking lot of the church because I'm going 10 miles an hour. Who cares? I'm like, it won't latch. So then I look. Well, the tag from my shorts, I have pinched it into the seatbelt receptacle.
Yep.
So I'm stopped, ready to get out of, not the tag, but the zip thingy. And then Jan's behind me, and I'm not going, I'm like, stop being a wuss.
She lay on her horn.
And so middle fingers.
Get a
I
move
mean,
on.
so I'm like, stop
Go.
being a wuss. So I just yank it out. Okay, good. So then I go to click the seatbelt in. Now it's not clicking.
Because it's stuck in the seatbelt.
Something is stuck
Something,
in,
yeah.
Oh,
in the receiver.
Why does that happen in life?
And I try, and it won't. But then I realize, it's not binging. So I drive to Giant Eagle. I'll
So
get
it
my
thinks it's something's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With no seatbelt on.
no seatbelt on.
I can't remember the last time I drove
It
without a
is
seatbelt.
weird.
Yeah. Because
So
when
get
I was
there-
younger, I used to drive without it all the time.
Sure, you're
yeah.
a man's man.
Right. But like, I can't stand the dinging now. So.
Oh no, that's impossible.
So
I get
yeah.
to Giant Eagle, get the Leatherman tool out, dig, can't get it. I mean, I end up spending probably an hour.
Oh my!
And then when I get in the
Dude,
car
this-
after Giant Eagle,
This is the stuff that makes
now
me
it's
so
dinging.
mad.
Yeah.
And I got to drive to Ohio Pile the next day. And I'm like, well, even if it like
Is this the Forte?
in my head,
Yeah.
in my head, I'm thinking, I mean, I got airbags.
Right.
Oh
I
gosh.
just can't tell Rachel. There's no way she'd let that happen. But then it started to ding on the way in
Gosh,
from
it's
Giant
so
Eagle.
stupid.
Took it to Eric, the mechanic, and he actually took it apart and fixed it the next morning. No big deal.
Yeah.
For
this-
free, or did you have to?
He said, I'm not going to write up a bill for this.
Uh-huh.
He goes, buy me a case of beer, do whatever next time you're in here. And I handed him a 20. I said, buy your own beer.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Yes.
So today, as we get in the car,
$20
I
for
go to put, that was a good deal. Imagine
Yeah.
if I'd have gone to
A
like,
steal.
But you had to pay for something that's so ridiculous.
And so much
Right.
time had
But
gone
he handed
by.
it to me, and I actually keep it in my cup holder, the little tab, the little nubbin that got stuck by there. So today, I'm driving Bella to work, get in the car, and I show her. I go, ha ha ha! It was the other one. Was ready to pinch it again. And what did you say?
I said, you could just cut it off.
You can just cut those tags off. And I said, thanks for the facts, logic, and reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, I am so sorry that happened. That is really frustrating. And I said, do you know what's crazy? That felt
actually
good.
worked.
That
Yeah.
felt good. I told you to do it. And I was like, thank you so much. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I could cut those off, though. You're right. That's a good. It was phenomenal that I mandated it, and yet it still works.
Can they unloop?
Powerful.
Because sometimes it's like a loop thing. You know what I mean?
It's like the end of a. See, you can see. Here's the one that exists. Here's the one that's gone.
Could probably
Oh,
untie that.
okay. So it wasn't like just a regular small little tag. Like,
It was like the end of a shoelace.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
The end of a
aglet.
shoelace.
That
The
makes a
nubbin
little bit
from
more
a
sense.
shoelace,
Yeah,
yes.
but still, wow,
The
that's
little fray
frustrating,
protector
man.
on the end of the.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the other story is that Joe and I moved a basket on the disc golf course yesterday, but I broke it in the process because I thought I could just pull it out, and I basically barbed it. If you remember Barb, who ruined my disc,
Ew.
So
Ruining.
I ripped the pole out of the base. So we dug a really deep hole, put it in, filled it with dirt, higher than you'd let, everything else.
Elevated basket.
And no, because we dug a deep hole.
So it's regular
Normal
height.
basket.
It's not
so
low.
maybe even a little bit
low.
Might be the new
But it
trend
was
in
still a
disc
little
golf.
wiggly. So,
So-
today we go to Home Depot. Sorry for interrupting you. Go ahead.
I said it's a new trend in disc golf.
Well, actually,
A submerged basket.
I've seen a few of them.
Anyways.
We have one, number 3. Anyhow, point of the story is this: 2, not 3. We bought your crinkle
Yeah.
poly
Yeah.
chemical instead of having to haul cement down there.
Yeah.
They sell these
That's the way to do
bags
it.
that are separated, and you roll the one liquid chemical into the other one, and it causes this
It, like,
reaction.
bursts inside the bag.
Burst.
Yep.
You shake it for 15 seconds. It gets really hot, and then you pour it in, and it expands. And we're laughing about how it says to wear gloves. So Joe,
You weren't wearing
Joe
gloves?
does it.
No, they're men.
So Joe does it. He's shaking it up, and he goes, "Wow, it really is hot!" And he throws it to me.
Oh gosh.
So
Chemical
I get
hot
the-
potato.
I get the scissors and I cut the corner off, and it goes all down my hand.
No.
And you have to understand, we're deep in the
There's
disc
no place
golf
to rinse
course.
it off.
So what do I do? And so
Oh,
I try
my
to pour
goodness.
it into. So what we had done was
Joe pees on it.
We took a trash can and cut it so that it would be the form, because we're trying to do over. It's not in the ground.
And
it's
you only
above
have
the
a
ground.
certain amount of time.
You
It's
got
quick.
seconds.
It's quick.
So we've actually cut a garbage can about half length with flares around it, and then cut a side so we could slip it around the bottom of the cage. So we're pouring it in, whatever else. So I pour that. I have it all over my hands. I go into the weeds. I'm like, well, these are kind of wet, and so now I have dirt weed hands.
Yeah.
And they're stuck completely. And I'm like, all right,
How do you get
it's
it
not
off?
burning. Okay, do we go all the way back up and wash them off or whatever else? And so we did it, and it didn't even, like, it wasn't enough. And it
Yeah.
says it's the same as 2 50-pound bags of cement or concrete. And that's a lie.
Yeah.
So anyhow, so then we did all that, but you can see how, still got a little bit of resin in there. And
Did you get any like chemical burn though or anything?
no,
Okay,
no,
good.
no.
It's on
I-
That's
Joe.
what I was worried
I
about.
used my testosterone to ward it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. Then he went and got Bella from work.
And
I
he
went to
looked
Home
gross.
Depot and got another one, because then we trimmed and mowed. And,
Yeah.
And it was
everything
very
else.
humid yesterday.
Today.
Today. Oh.
Today
It
was
wasn't quite as bad
the
today.
chemical stuff.
Gotcha.
And then we went down and did the second one, and it's much better, except now that garbage can's not going to ever come off.
I think it's cool you're spending so much time with Joe doing that.
That was after we weren't. I was debating, because I worked after we did the insulation that didn't really work enough. He mowed while I trimmed, which I was excited to do that with him, and we did it the other day. And then, he left to go get Bella, and I still worked for like another half hour, and it was hot, and I was
Yeah.
in the sun, and I'm pushing. Ooh, dead deer down on 13T, but like fur,
Bones.
spine, like, and it just was like, I will lay here
Yeah.
and I will die. By the time I got back up to the parking lot, I was like, I am not good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to pass out,
Yeah.
but I'm not 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't even want to go back and do it today, but I have my do it now philosophy, and Joe and I will do it. We'll hang out. So it was a good time.
Wow.
What an adventure.
That's my update.
Yeah. My update is Maggie had a softball game last night. They won again.
It's about Maggie.
On a hot streak. I know but that's been like the topic of,
She's
of
the wiener.
our life
Oh.
right now. She is.
Oh,
And,
no.
she has a wow, yeah. She has her last game tomorrow night.
Oh,
and-
no.
Well, but there's still playoffs.
Oh, it's not our last game.
No, but we originally were gonna say no for her to play it because it's out in Norwin and it starts at 8:00.
Boof.
Wow.
It's summertime.
But they're up at bat music, which they didn't get to do for their home opener, so it's like super fun.
call
A
it
crappy season. It's been a
crappy season.
They don't call it walk up.
Yeah, up at bat.
How many games did she end up getting in?
You know, I'm a professional baseball announcer.
8.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. The coach has been really good about rescheduling and trying.
Just not.
Well, Maggie hasn't had 8 because she hasn't been able to make it, but the team has had 8. But they lost the first 3 and then they won the next 5.
Good coaching.
Good
coaching. Worst teams, maybe.
He's the man. But I'm not going to be here for that because we are going on a disc golf trip, which I'm very, very excited for. Ready? Well, not ready. Ready mentally. I was at work today and I was saying, I'm already on the disc golf trip.
already left.
I told Mel, I was like, I'm already there. She was like, I know.
Well, wait, to that end,
Yeah.
I am and so excited. But like yesterday, I pulled the tick off, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get limes for the disc golf trip.
Right.
I gotta.
And then you burn your hand with
And then
the
last
cement.
night, like I had this pain in my
All the
armpit, and
chemicals.
I had Rachel look twice for ticks, but I
Yeah.
guess it was just like armpit hair twisted, whatever.
Yeah.
Ew.
And then today with the things, I'm like, not burning my hands right before the disc golf. Like I have so many different things. I'm like, I just gotta go.
Yeah. I was like, I just have to make it to tomorrow
it.
morning. Yeah. And that's very much where I am right now.
Amen.
Yeah. We've just had, it's
So
been,
much fun.
It's been busy. We've had a lot of doing, with all the house stuff and, Maggie,
Life.
going, yeah, just life.
Nothing bad.
Nothing bad, and I'm just really looking forward to getting away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So excited.
So
you think Chris is ready to play?
I don't know.
Ben's car getting stolen, finishing the school
Oh, now I
year,
see what you mean. Yeah.
Father dying.
Right.
2 trips to Florida, driving both times. Didn't play disc golf once. I still don't get that.
In Florida,
On the way
Anywhere,
down.
but you know how many courses he drove past?
There's a lot.
there's a lot.
I would have
The
driven
beast.
separately because I just, I got my brother and my sister. Like,
Bring a couple extra discs.
go get lunch. I'm going to go play. Gosh.
Yeah.
I judge him.
Yeah.
Speaking of judgment, Bella.
Oh. My turn.
No, how are you? Yeah, how are you?
How am I?
Yeah.
I'm good, busy, working all the time. We're getting into grad party
You
season.
impressed some ladies today?
I did because we have at Mohan's, when you get a salad, there are these huge
Big salad.
bowls.
Big salad.
The big white bowls.
It's like a serving bowl.
Yeah. And this table of maybe 5 or 6 middle-aged women, most of them, four of them got salad. But when they were done, a lot of them still had some salad in it. No one ever finishes them. They stacked them 2 on 2. Dad does. And they had put like plates and other things and silverware and stuff. And I was like, oh, can I get those out of your way? And they were like, I don't think you'll be able to carry all this. It's heavy. And I was like,
This is classic.
at least let me try. And so I
I am a
carried.
professional.
I carry things for a living. No. So I took them and they were all like, wow, that's so impressive. Like, and I was like, and you're not even tipping me. I don't even get tipped for this. I'm just like the show. Like,
Well, she's busing, so she's not getting like tipped directly.
Yeah, but you can still hint. Like, oh,
Well, you
you
can.
like that? Why don't you pay me?
there's
That's what I
very,
would say.
it's happened
Are you not
before.
entertained?
It's happened before. I think like last week, a very old veteran gave me $2 for
There you go.
picking up his plates.
There you go.
$2 and a comb.
What?
A very old veteran. I don't know, just an old person. That's
No,
like
that is delightful because I thought you might have gone with like $2 and a butterscotch.
butterscotch,
Ooh,
a comb.
Lunchtime in Rome. We do talk about food from time to time. What did you make this week, dear?
Oh, I
did you
made.
make?
You tried it last night.
Oh, yeah.
Caramel sauce.
Yeah.
Sauce. I don't know.
You made caramel.
It was
Caramel.
legit.
It was easy and it was good.
It was
It's
delightful. You were stressed.
Oftentimes,
was
things that you
stressed.
make are better than store bought.
Sugar. Cooking with sugar just stresses me out because it's like it's not melted. It's not melted. It's not melted. It's
Oh,
burnt.
it's burnt.
Yeah.
It's burnt and dead.
Yep.
It's burnted. It's just
Burnt it.
sugar and then it melts. And then you add butter and then that melts and then you add cream and that's it.
You added vanilla.
I did add vanilla and
Didn't you add a little salt?
I did add a little salt.
Yeah.
It's delightful.
That does sound
was good.
delightful.
And wait, and tell them what your treat is now.
Oh, I get a toothpick. and I get a little bit of the caramel on the
Yeah.
toothpick, and then I put some salt on it, and then I eat it.
Hey, I
Salted
appreciate
caramel
that. Yeah.
toothpick.
If you think about it, it's actually a great diet. Not that you're on a diet,
No,
but I mean,
It's just that little taste.
it's not even a quarter teaspoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just a little bit to make you go, caramel.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you say.
I like that.
Yeah, that's what I say every time.
Yes, indeed. And so we are excited this week. We've talked about, we're a theory podcast, whether we believe it or not. We teach emotional needs theory and the static characteristics of emotional needs, emotional responding, how to comfort. But we're not very dynamic in that we don't use a lot of real life examples. We've done that occasionally with a couple reels we tried
Yep.
and whatnot. So we wanted to branch out and maybe be a little lighthearted. I want to have some topics moving forward that are a little more
Silly.
jocular, if you will, with some more. I want to laugh a little more at the table.
Yeah.
Because anytime we laugh, it's just like me making fun of Chris, and that gets old, and I feel bad.
No, it doesn't.
So, tonight we're going to be going over a Reddit thread where people are asking, are they wrong? And so what we're doing is two different things. One is deciding whether or not, we know because we sit at the table, nobody's 100% right or 100% wrong. So we're going to look at the percentages. Are they mostly right, mostly wrong?
Okay.
And then we're going to look at some of the responses that the relational experts on the internet
On Reddit specifically.
Oh, man.
have offered. And the people who are experts are the people who sit at the head of the table. And that isn't inherently true, but we're grateful for them.
Yep, we are.
Some of them are, and some of them join us so they can become experts. And so we
And
are
some
grateful
pretend to be.
for Groot and the Hooked on Jesus podcast, Larianne, Bethany, Jaworski, Marilyn, Ashley, and Breaking 90, who have all gone to lunchtimeinrome.com and become a paid subscriber. I am going to say it every week until I do something about it, but we're going to have a promotion for the next couple people who sit at the head of the table. And maybe that's what everybody's waiting for.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They're waiting for the promotion.
Yes.
Now's when Brian makes fun of Chris doing the merch. Go on.
I forgot about that.
Oh, that's right. You gave me a little knowing look.
Now, he has had a lot going on. There is a reason.
Haven't we all?
I'll give him.
So-
I'll
so
give him
none
up
of
until
this-
now.
I'm gonna bury him right
after
now.
the disc golf trip.
So,
it's
so if
over.
we're
none of
back
that
to
had
it.
gone on, he just would have been just giving us
I mean,
spreadsheets
yeah.
full of merch
we're,
off.
You don't know.
we're talking he committed to that like last, I don't know.
2 years.
He wasn't even a teacher yet. Ben wasn't even born.
What kind of merch would y'all even do?
T-shirts.
Yeah.
I feel like
Like
a clock would
hats.
be funny.
The pork chop
Set
one?
at 12:15.
Oh, yeah,
All the
well,
time.
we even thought like we could like waste all of our merch ideas by having just a lunchtime in Rome and then all of our different quotes on the back, both serious, like if you're not aware of your emotions, you'll be manipulated by your feelings, or tie a pork chop on your
Right.
on your dog's neck, is I think with the way you
Tie
said
a
it.
pork chop around the dog so the kid plays with it or something.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like completely botched.
That's
That
gross.
was so good.
So, Bella, what do you? This was Bella did the research for this. It was
Hey,
actually sort of
Bella.
her idea. I mean, the parameters were, hey, let's make it dynamic and let's have some fun with it. And Bella came up with this idea all on her own, never having seen it anywhere else before.
I have to disagree with you on that, Dad.
Because it's not
So
true.
can I ask something on this Reddit thing? It's not called what we're calling it. It's called something else. But
Am I the poop hole?
yeah. But is there?
No, that would be no. I'm not the poop hole. The pooper outer hole. Go on.
Yeah. Is there? So is there an expert that?
No.
Okay.
The
It's
internet.
just-
the
it's just
internet
the
is
The internet
expert.
is the expert. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, this isn't like an Ask Abby or
Yeah,
Ask
I got
Ethan.
you.
Right. Right.
Yeah. It's just people
Dear Abby, not Ask Abby.
sharing their stories and getting opinions.
Yes.
And I don't know how Reddit knowledgeable y'all are,
I am.
but OP, if I say OP, that means original poster.
yes.
So,
Oh,
Good
like my Farrah
clarification.
Fawcett one when I was growing up.
ha 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 ha.
Oh, the one who posted,
Yes.
not an actual poster.
Also, this is inspired by Smosh, and we don't have to get into that.
Oh, how dare you?
What?
This is sponsored by Smosh.
Not sponsored, but
Inspired. They
What?
have
it's a podcast you watch.
Oh, Smosh.
YouTube
It's a
show.
YouTube channel. They do like comedy and
Oh.
sketches and stuff, and I like it. But they have
Understood.
a different channel where they every Saturday will will read Reddit and they'll have guests on. So I was
Understood.
like,
Yeah.
we could do something like that.
Like, you know, Jeff Arcuri, the comedian.
We'll probably do this.
He does a lot of crowd work. He's been on Smosh, hasn't he?
No, that was Dropout,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
which
Anyway.
is also another good subscription
Jeff Carey's
service.
funny though.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready for the first
So-
story?
We've been ready.
Okay.
Let us go.
I'm like scared. I don't know why. Am I wrong for not giving my business class seat to my wife on our international flight? My wife, 32 female, and I, 34 male, recently took an international trip to visit her family. We travel a lot for work and have built up a lot of frequent flyer miles and airline status. When we booked the tickets, we both got economy seats since that's what fit our budget. 2 weeks before the flight, my wife and I were sent an email from the airline telling us we were eligible for an upgrade using our miles. I informed my wife about this and asked her if it was okay to upgrade our tickets. She said that was fine and to go ahead and upgrade my ticket. Because we have separate accounts with the airline, she would have to upgrade her own ticket and I would have to upgrade mine separately. I offered to log into her account and upgrade her tickets when I upgraded mine, but she said she would do it on her own. The week leading up to the flight, I had been reminding her to upgrade her ticket, but when the time came to go to the airport, she had not upgraded her ticket. When we got to the airport, I offered to switch tickets with her, but she declined. I went to the business class check-in while she went to the economy one. She seemed too distracted with checking in to be bothered with the ticket situation. But when we boarded the plane and I was heading towards business class, she was confused and asked me why I had not downgraded my ticket in order to sit with her.
Stop. No,
I must keep going.
Yes.
please.
I explained to her that I was not aware that she wanted me to sit with her, and she turned away and stormed off to her seat. When we landed, she was snippy with me and made an effort not to talk to me. The whole trip, she made little comments about my ticket and refused to talk about it when I asked to. I sat next to her on the flight back, and she didn't say anything about it and seemed to be less aggravated. Now that we're back, she keeps bringing it up in passive-aggressive ways,
Oh, gosh.
saying things like, "Must have been nice to have all that
Oh,
extra
my
room while your
gosh.
wife was cramped in the back." I brought this up with some friends. Some think I was in the right, but others say I should have given up my ticket. Am I wrong for not giving up my seat?
Now let's not go to the experts yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean,
Yeesh.
if what he's saying is true, it's his side
we
of the
should
story.
say that. There are
Right.
3 sides. to every
And
story.
and let's move forward like it is.
right.
Okay.
Sure.
He's not in the wrong at all. And I don't think he should have. He could have, like, given her his ticket or whatever. He could have done that. I don't know if they would allow that, though.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I guess you would have to
Yeah.
formally switch it, maybe, because of, like, I don't know. It doesn't matter. But, like, she had every opportunity to upgrade. He reminded her,
Yep.
it wasn't like he was supporting her. He was giving her the support.
I want to know what
He offered to log in and
Yeah.
do it for her. And she declined
no.
that.
No.
So, like,
This one seems easy.
Yeah.
but like, I don't understand, like, what need isn't being met on the guide up to it. Like, he's kind of encouraging her, like, motivating her to do it. He's offering his support to do it for her,
Yep.
and I don't know what else.
She has an insatiable need for belonging. She wants to be so valued as the wife that even though he's done everything the right way, that he should knowingly sacrifice his seat for hers.
But I'm
hate
not
this
even there
story
yet.
So
I'm not
much.
even there yet.
Oh,
Like, I'm talking about, like, going, like getting to that point. Like, she had every opportunity. He
no
provided
need for support. She doesn't want help.
right. She doesn't want that.
Correct.
She doesn't want encouragement.
Nope.
She doesn't need to be told.
No.
So
Doesn't wanna be told.
maybe there's some respect there.
High need of respect.
High
so
need of
therefore,
respect.
I can do this myself.
Right. So it's
Brian's
not
visibly angry
It's
and
not
upset.
any
He's
of
so
that.
upset.
I hate
I shouldn't have done
entire
this.
story.
So no, this is
this
great, Bella.
this
This is
woman-
great real world examples of how people fail at meeting emotional needs.
Assuming the story's real,
Yeah.
this person lives like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
heavy on the assume because I did want to include another story that was very much not real about a raccoon.
Yeah, but this one is good enough to be real. I mean, like, I think
Yeah.
this
She keeps bringing it up in passive aggressive ways, saying things like, must have been nice to have all the room while your wife was cramped in the back. Well, hey, listen, wife.
Oh,
you had every single opportunity, and I had the opportunity to get my business. I handled my business.
Oh, pop off, Brian.
All right.
So so now we're on the plane, and now she would rather him downgrade his ticket.
Yeah, not switch.
Foolish.
Is there a seat available next to her?
Right.
Like, is that even a possibility?
So wait, let's wait.
Because they're flying like overseas, right?
Bella, you're a
International.
girl,
You
right?
got to imagine an international flight is probably pretty full.
Yeah.
Right.
Seats would be limited.
See, here's where I need Rachel, because Rachel, we always call her, the Secretary of State, because she knows the enemy, if you will, like
Yeah.
when there's a relationship problem.
Yeah.
Is there any way she didn't do it as a test to see if he would in fact do that?
That's
Very
even
possible.
worse.
I would-
And
I mean,
diabolical.
yeah.
Maybe.
I would hope not. I think she's. I don't know this woman.
I hate the idea of a relationship test.
So wait, did he offered to switch tickets, right?
I offered to switch tickets with
yeah.
her,
So
but
to
she
give her
declined.
business class. Holy cow,
Yep.
bro!
Literally every opportunity.
No, because see, then he looks like the hero. So it could be she has such a high need also of belonging and acceptance. She doesn't ever want to look like she needs anything. So because if he offers to switch,
Yeah.
she's needing him because she failed. And so she's taking his charity, again, respect.
Yeah.
So that's why she didn't want the switch. She just wanted him to join her.
So,
Right.
but with all the comments afterward, like all the nitpicking and the reminding, I feel like she wouldn't have a high need of respect or a high need of acceptance. I mean,
Well, because she keeps him being the wrong. So you can't even look at her. It's offense
see, that's
instead of being
yeah,
defensive.
that's kind of mind blowing.
Oh yeah, it's yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
wondering if she feels nagged, like she's and like someone
Okay.
tells
That
you to
goes
do
to
something.
respect.
Yeah.
Okay, and if she does feel nagged, though, if she had felt nagged,
She could.
that's beside the point. Like she should have done what she needed to do, and now that she's in the position where her husband has not given up the seat, whether there's nagging or not, she made her bed. Now she needs
Yeah.
to lie in it and not get bitter about it.
Now in this situation, if it's Rachel and myself,
Oh boy.
and I did all that, and even if she in her wonderful, at times pouty and or bratty ways, like, no, I'll do it. If this exact thing happened, she would switch with me, and I would switch with her. And
Right.
it would be fine.
Yeah, you don't care,
She wouldn't decline the switch. She'd be like, "Oh, thank you."
Right.
And then
Ooh,
she'd
so
just
fun.
go right to the front.
right?
Business.
And because I care about her and everything else, it'd be cool. But
Right.
obviously, this guy shouldn't. Well, he didn't. I mean, he offered.
He did
She
everything.
didn't take it up.
He did
Tried
everything.
his darndest.
And I can even go so far. I can even go so far as on the flight you're mad. Okay, I get that. But the passive aggressive comments afterwards,
Oh, yeah.
to punish you
On an
no,
entire
screw-
trip?
Yeah.
Screw you.
But see, and you can also tell
On
he's
a
sort
trip
of
to visit her family.
right. Well, see, that's the thing I said
Screw
earlier is
you, lady.
it's good emotional responding right there.
Yeah.
To the guy.
Hey, she deserves that one.
But I want
You
to
don't know her.
I want to know what country.
I don't need to, and I don't
Yeah.
want
Where's
to.
she from?
Like from where to where.
Because it's her family that they're
Yep.
going to see.
Yes.
So what country?
International. I don't know.
Kind of
I
weird.
wanna-
It was a trap for you guys to be
I
a
was going
little
to say France.
ethnicist or something.
I want to know what airline. Because of was
Well,
it
sure.
American or is it Southwest where you can choose your own seats?
No offense to French. No offense to French people.
Offense to French.
but kind of.
Well, Jacques gonna be mad now.
Yeah. Viewer
Henri
98
isn't
Jacques.
listening anymore.
Uh,
But also, there is so much evidence of, unbelievable dysfunction in this relationship.
Yeah.
Because why is he asking? Like, is he that alone? He's got to ask Reddit? Like, he's
Yeah.
clearly not wrong.
Sure.
And the fact that she keeps, Brian, how many times would you let a passive aggressive statement like that go?
I wouldn't let there be a passive aggressive statement. It would be headed off at the pass.
We're going to sit down.
Yep.
Let's talk about that though, because I mean, Reddit is full of this.
Yo, yeah.
yeah.
So there's a lot of people out there that do it. He did mention though that he did talk to his friends about it, and some people were on one side and some people were on the other.
Hey, bad friends.
Get better
Well-
friends.
But he does have friends to go. He's not alone.
No.
So
but
I think he
he's
was-
in a
Well,
Maybe
bad
he still is
relationship.
alone in his friends because they don't seem to be great for him.
I'm with
Well,
you, Eric, though. I
But
feel like a lot of people go
he's
for a
he was trying to
fourth
he,
opinion.
he wasn't getting like a solid
Sure.
you're in the right or you're in the wrong from his
So
friends.
go to the
so
internet.
let's outsource this. Right. Let's outsource this to the masses and let's see what they say and then that'll be the answer.
And I will
what,
say,
Brian, what did you say? Let's go to the internet.
Yes, let's hear what they had to
So,
say.
The internet. They
Good segue, Brian.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you. I'm really good at them.
The internet pretty much agreed that he was not wrong. So
Good job, internet. That gives me a little bit of hope.
first comment.
First time in history.
The first comment. Not wrong. You offered to upgrade it for her. She declined. You reminded her to upgrade it before the trip. She declined. You offered to switch tickets with her. She declined. Do you see the pattern here? Also, did she ever once mention the idea of downgrading your ticket, if that even is possible? And even if you had, there would have been no guarantee that you'd sit together since you checked in at different counters with different attendants, etc. Your wife is 100% being unreasonable. She brought this on herself and has nobody to blame but herself.
Thank you, internet.
Next one.
Yeah, it sounds like she was making up excuses just to have a way to guilt trip and emotionally manipulate OP later. Super weird behavior. Not wrong at all. Sorry, I like
And
smudged that.
this next one really is like eye opening.
Yeah.
She was on her way to see her family. It was probably open season on the poor guy. Like this isn't a one off.
that
Like
movie?
this woman.
And it's learned behavior.
Yep.
So therefore, but he doesn't mention it. He doesn't say like the whole time we were over there, the whole family dumped on me.
That's true.
It's true.
It was just her.
The next comment.
Meanwhile, the family loves him, and they're
Yeah.
they're giving him like
They're
Adam,
on his side.
You're the man.
Our daughter's the worst.
And that actually is possible, which is why she is the way she is.
Maybe.
That she was not valued as a daughter and everything else. And so therefore, that's why she's, well, I can't manipulate my family.
Don't give her any credit.
So I'll manipulate this little
What? Oh.
guy.
Dude.
Last one. Nope.
Well,
Second to
there's-
last one.
Okay, second to last. Good news. Not wrong. Bad news. You married an idiot.
Yeah, not an idiot.
then
She might be diabolically
the next-
brilliant, but
That's a good point.
The next, technically, this is 2 comments, but the second one is in response to the first one.
Got it.
It's nuts. I read this and I was like, this is crazy that like people are saying this about someone they have no idea anything about, except for they're
People
weird
do
on
that on the
planes.
internet?
Let's hear
But-
it. Let's hear it.
Probably not best to have kids with her until OP is absolutely sure that she's not an idiot. Might as well wear condoms just to be safe in case she doesn't take her birth control religiously.
Oh my
And
god.
then in response to that, some other guy said, yeah, or find an egg donor who isn't an idiot. One thing worse than marrying an idiot is having a bunch of idiot offspring with said idiot and ending up with a house full of idiots.
there's the internet.
That's the internet.
These
Right
comments, I feel like these are like, you know, like West Side Story, like the sharks. They're like, yeah, this woman's an idiot. I don't know. They're just so weird.
We don't need to bring musicals into this, Bill.
I have to bring musicals into everything. It's my blood.
Wow. I know Alexis religiously reads the Am I a,
Oh, really?
butthole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that makes me angry. Like that for this guy, not even this guy, whatever. Like it's the lady, this human behavior.
Oh, we should have Lex. We should outsource to Lex and have her pick some of her favorites,
We could call her in.
and then we'll have her on.
Call her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mary Lynn has a thought. Maybe she needs attention, and
No,
negative
whatever.
attention is better than no attention at all.
What's that, Brian?
I said no, whatever.
Brian,
It's a good counterpoint.
Brian might
Such a great counterpoint.
disagree.
That's
with
a good
you
point, though.
there,
No, it is.
but-
It is
Yes.
a good point, Mary
Yeah.
Lynn.
Good point.
It doesn't justify it,
Well,
but
listen
it
to that.
explains it.
Negative attention is
Oh,
better
sure.
than no attention at all.
Sure.
True.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
being like somebody sitting there listening to them talk about this? I'd be like,
It's like
I gotta stop you
the
there.
Dane Cook nothing fight. I don't even like jelly. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know where jelly is.
What?
Oh, it's a great story.
It's a great bit.
About a husband and wife fighting, or boyfriend and girlfriend. But to that end, she's not being open and honest
No.
and vulnerable.
Not one
And
bit.
neither is he.
Right.
In that, like, again, my Nate Bargatze line that I use more and more often lately, as she's saying her passive aggressive lines, like if you would just look at her and go, what's going on right now? Like, what is actually happening right now? Because it ain't about the seat. And
Yeah.
It ain't about anything else.
This
Can
ain't
we
about no
please talk
plane?
about
Yeah.
what's going on right now.
Yeah, that is a lot of past hurt.
Oh, yeah, they
that
are.
may or may not involve him. Like that might
Yeah.
be good, like you said, family issues.
Or might.
Or,
That's
or
the
might.
He could have
problem.
cheated on her
Sure,
4 times
100%.
before this.
That's the problem with like Reddit stories is most of the time you have no idea
Yeah,
anything
there's very
about
little
them.
context.
Lacking some
Unless someone
context.
in the comments is like, I know this person and they're lying, which I did see happen once and it was crazy. But anywho,
Bella, you want to read number 2?
sure. Go right ahead. Am I wrong for turning off the Wi-Fi at night because my roommates won't stop gaming loudly at 3 a.m.?
Yes.
Eric's done.
Immediately. I, 27 male, live with 2 roommates. We split rent equally and we each have our own rooms. I work early morning, so I usually go to bed around 10 or 11 p.m.
Nerd.
The problem is my roommates are both into online gaming, loud voice chats, raging, laughing, shouting.
Raging? Hold on.
Yeah.
What are you into? I'm into raging.
I like to rage.
Well, you get mad.
Yeah, but
Isn't that when they like punch the computer?
Yeah, sure.
Throw their
Throw the
headset.
controller.
I don't know. Just the
I don't
term.
throw my
Like
stuff.
when a golfer like
I'm
throws the
well
golf
aware
club.
of what rage is, and the act of being in rage would be raging.
Yeah.
What are you into? I'm into raging.
Yeah.
Raging.
Go on.
They play until 2 or 3 in the morning most nights. I've asked them multiple times to keep it down or at least use headphones. Nothing changed. So last week, after one too many sleepless nights, I logged into the router and scheduled the Wi-Fi to shut off at midnight. They were furious. Said I was being passive aggressive and selfish and that I had no right to control the internet like that. I told them if they can't respect quiet hours, I'll keep doing it. Now the apartment vibe is super tense.
Oh, sure.
Am I wrong for taking the nuclear option with the Wi-Fi?
So let's go back.
lot of silence there.
Let's rewind there a little bit. Because was he ever open and honest and vulnerable? Had
Yeah.
a conversation? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I've asked them multiple times to keep it down or at least use headphones.
Yeah.
I mean, he went right to a nuclear option. Like I would have tried. I think I would have tried to work out some things differently. And I would have probably straight up said, "Look, this is really affecting me. I'm considering turning off the Wi-Fi." You know, I'd have given him a heads up.
Sure.
What
Give him
I'm
a
curious
warning.
about,
That's one option.
Yeah.
I'm curious. He said, like when they called him passive aggressive and stuff, I told them if they can't respect quiet hours, I'll keep doing it. Did they discuss quiet hours before? Or was he like,
just
this is
deeming-
when I go to bed. You can't do sound.
Right.
Like,
right.
Yeah. So I don't think we have enough information for that one.
And you could buy earplugs.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say.
White
I was
noise?
like, maybe try some earplugs, see if it works out.
Maybe it's not all about you. Maybe there's 2 of them,
Right.
and 1 of you.
maybe you
Right.
should join them in their game.
Maybe you
Have
should
some
get new
fun.
roommates.
He's got to get up for work. We give him
Yeah,
that.
but maybe you
Yeah.
should get new roommates or something. Find out a different
Yeah, it's
situation.
not working.
I just want to know what game they're playing.
But I want to
Yeah,
go so far
I'm
as to
curious.
say, yeah,
I didn't see anything about it in the comments. I don't think this is.
Yeah.
I'm arguing with the fact that they said that he's being passive aggressive.
No, he's being
That's
aggressive.
He's being aggressive.
That's
Yeah.
a direct attack.
Passive aggressive would be, oh, well, your roommate didn't get much sleep last night.
Right. Right.
That's
I had to
triggering.
sit in coach while
Well,
you guys.
it's very
We're on the
disrespectful.
plane.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
it's very
Yeah.
disrespectful to the OP. He has
played.
asked multiple times, but I think he probably could have handled it better.
They also, I mean, yeah, they're not being respectful. He's being a little whiny and not whiny in that, like, he's not even looking to himself, like, again, earplugs or whatever else.
Right.
And also, you're going to go ahead and cut off the Wi-Fi. Like, they all pay the same amount. Like, you're
Yeah.
1/3.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Also-
disrespectful.
I don't think he shares a room with them. So how?
No, it says we each have our own rooms.
Yeah.
But I mean, you
It
know,
could be,
it'll probably be
real
Yeah.
loud.
paper thin.
I
Yeah.
should know. Joe's alarm will go off.
Joe's
and
alarm went off for an hour the other morning. He's sleeping in the basement.
We can hear it upstairs.
We hear it upstairs.
It's worse. It's not a normal alarm sound. It's like
It varies. It's like old school alarm, but then
Yeah.
it'll also do like a rising noise.
it gets
and
louder,
And
which
he-
in my
sucks.
dreams.
And he's sleeping through it.
straight through it.
Wow.
Doesn't turn
And
it on. It's
I-
not every 15 minutes with the snooze.
It's just on.
On
He
Straight through.
doesn't
Wow.
hear it.
it
Wow.
aggravates me
Well,
because
yeah.
I'm a super light sleeper, and so I'm like
So she
I've
turned off
gone
the
into.
Wi-Fi. It made no
I
sense.
turned off the Wi-Fi. I threw his phone out the window.
Yeah, I feel like nobody's right in this situation.
Well, the comments would agree with you on that, Eric.
Oh, okay.
Transition.
We call it a segue.
Segue, same difference, huh? First comment. Both of you are wrong. If you turned off the internet that I helped pay for, we would have a major problem. That said, they shouldn't be super loud all the time, but not if you turned off the internet while I'm at home because of something like this, there would be some problems.
He's big on problems.
So that didn't
Problems.
make a lot of sense.
Big on big alpha energy here.
Problems guy.
We're gonna have some
guy.
problems.
Problems
Gonna
guy.
have some
Gonna have some
problems. Ruffle some
problems.
feathers. But yeah, most people were saying that everyone is wrong. So, second comment. Everyone's wrong. They
we go.
definitely should be more conscious of not being loud late at night. But you also shouldn't have turned off the Wi-Fi. Find new roommates. Even if you think they're wrong, they probably are going to continue what they're doing because it isn't harmful, it's just annoying. The best solution is to just not live with them if you guys can't find a compromise. Not as easy as it sounds.
It's
Sure.
not as easy as it
You've
sounds.
been through the
because you got to
finding
find
new
out a
roommate.
roommate.
That's why I chose this story, is because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can relate with bad roommates.
You can't just.
And yet you twice have, sorry for interrupting you.
Go.
Twice you've found better roommates both times.
It's true.
It's crazy.
Keep moving up.
Yeah. You were going to say?
That's all. I don't
Okay.
know. Don't remember.
Well,
Does the last one say anything different?
yes, this one's is just saying that the OP is not wrong. It says not wrong. You asked them over and over for reasonable consideration, and they just didn't feel like it and decided they would force you to accept what they want. Now you forced them to accept what, in all caps, you want instead. If you had no right to control the internet, they had no right to control the apartment volume like that. They had, all caps, every opportunity to offer reasonable consideration and just refused because they didn't want to. They're mad because you treated them like they treated you.
That's the golden rule, right?
That is
It is.
not.
Well,
Yeah, you shouldn't have roommates. 27 years old, bro.
I feel
Well,
like,
not in the parents' basement, so that's.
There you go.
yeah, that's a win.
Also could be a high rent area.
Yeah.
Or not. I mean, Mike P., he had roommates through not long ago.
Yeah.
No, well, roommates and roommate. So it could be just a professional thing.
See solo? No.
He's got a roommate.
Well,
Got it.
Not my business. But no, he's a lovely, lovely roommate right now. But yeah, I mean, people are tough. I mean, it's nobody knows how to communicate.
no.
Just
No.
talk.
I learned that at college.
And turning off the Wi-Fi, bro, you could be better. I mean,
Yeah,
if you
there's
want to
other
get back
things-
at them,
yeah.
don't be so
Right.
pissy.
Well, that also inconveniences the OP because now there's no Wi-Fi.
No, because he's
Oh,
in
because they're
bed.
asleep.
Yes.
Well,
See, I would go, if it were me, I'd go the earplug route and try it out.
yeah.
Sure.
Because if you do earplugs, throw on some white noise, you can't hear anything.
Yeah. You're
Now, the only thing there is like,
Why should he have to do that?
He shouldn't
like
have
that,
to.
Because that's
Yeah.
the other thing. Like,
sure.
but you also like when you're living with people, you got to realize there's going to be some like it's not there. You're going to have to make some compromises.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and how loud is his alarm in the morning when they're sleeping in? They could be like, "Hey, can you turn your alarm down?" I mean,
That's
it,
what-
it goes both ways.
some people were commenting like they're probably up really late, so you should be really loud when you're getting ready in the morning to make
Right.
them mad.
Pots-
That
and
would
I'm
solve
Pots
it,
and
really.
pans.
Yeah.
yeah, that would solve
definitely-
all of the
definitely solve it.
problems. Definitely wouldn't lead to
Bang
worse
some pot and
issues.
pans.
They would quickly stop gaming.
Yeah, they'd
'Cause
go.
it's easy
You know
to do
what?
that.
Yeah, they'd
Well,
say
and obviously they have problems because they have rage issues.
they're raging all the time. These kids.
These 27-year-old kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, people don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to express hurts. They don't listen to Lunchtime in Rome.
That's true.
And if they did, they'd be much better at that.
Yeah.
They don't sit at the table.
No.
No, they don't sit at the table. They don't sit at the table. Nobody sits at the table.
Well, people should.
I'm just kidding. A lot of people sit at the table. I was just talking.
Yeah. And you could sit.
More people should.
More people should, and you should sit with us again next week. That's it for episode 287. Join us next week for episode 288. Between now and then, please give us a like or follow on social media and visit us at lunchtimeinrome.com. While there, take our relational needs questionnaire. Thanks for joining us at the table for Lunchtime in Rome. See you next week.
Arrivederci.
Bye-bye.
Bye.